how can we change our ethics? You know that now, because you know, even when you go to the village, unajua ile gorogoro ya kupima mahindi. Do you know wamama wanakuanga sometimes wanaigonga so that it accommodates less. Yeah, that is how low corruption is in our society.
We need to just more and more talk about it. I think some of these things, particularly unethical things, sometimes they happen because even we ourselves sometimes do unethical things because
even doctors,
they are not presented to us in our face. Okay. If you are a doctor who's used to locuming and taking advantage of patients, okay, and then you have a conversation and someone points it out that no, we can't be doing this as doctors and whatnot. The next time a patient comes to you and you're tempted to take money to offer a service, you'll think twice. You'll feel some type of way. So we need to first start building that conscience, and that conscience is built by having the conversation. More and more in our villages, in our houses, in our families, in our what, we need to have that person who keeps talking about these things, and I'm not saying that that I am myself a saint. No, I'm also unethical in a number of ways here and there. But
there's no saint.
More and
Nobody
more,
is pure.
More and more, we keep getting better. The more the lack of ethics is shown on our faces. We are actually shown how our lack of ethics is affecting ourselves and affecting the society.
There was a time,
more and more will be better.
There was a time I was working somewhere, I won't mention because of publicity reasons. Okay. But I was working at a place where it was actually, it's a private hospital. And you know, most private hospitals, they work on patients paying. Yeah? So, and there was a slight stipend you would get when you admit a patient, maybe when you order for a CT scan and the patient pays for it. And that thing of ordering a CT scan really rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah. Because you and I know how CT scan is radiation.
I know for a fact there are hospitals that actually you will be fired as a doctor. They look for reasons to fire you if you're not moving the numbers, if you're not admitting, if you're not requesting for expensive tests and whatnot. And those are some of even the indicators for promotions in those hospitals and whatnot.
Exactly.
And that's unethical, and we will have to relook at it. You have to point it out.
So whose responsibility is it? Because I think there's a board that is supposed to be regulating these things.
Who will go to the board? Yeah. The board cannot just wake
up and come and say,
someone has to report to the board. Someone has to tell the board that I work in this hospital and this is what this hospital does. And you see, and then that conversation
Kenyans are not snitches.
And then no, it's not that they're not snitches. It's not that they're not snitches. It's because everybody is looking for bread and butter. Everybody is afraid. I remember when I first filed my BBI case. When I first filed the case against BBI in 2020.
By the Daktari here, for those who don't know, is super activist. Pro-max.
So when I filed the BBI case, the first things was that the first responses I got was from my friends and family, with my parents telling me, no, you can't do that. You're going to ruin your career. You're going to ruin. And in my mind, I was like, look, if I allow this constitution to pass, I will ruin my career, and even your careers will be ruined. You see? So I'd rather fight it, and the downside to that is that mine might be ruined, but it will be ruined even just temporarily, because I never believe that evil ever succeeds. No, I don't believe that. Eventually, good usually wins. And as long as I'm doing it in good faith, I'm doing it in good faith, and I'm doing it out of a conviction that really it is wrong. I don't really think that that's how science works. Science is not about knowing per se, but it's about being convinced and retesting and being willing to be persuaded otherwise. So when I filed it, that was the first thing. I was told that no, you can't file that case, utajaribia. No employer will want to work with you.
And most of us are very afraid. I remember you were in student leadership.
Yes,
I was also in student leadership. But I couldn't say anything at home. I couldn't. I couldn't just go home and say, you know what, I am in politics. Because politics and that leadership is viewed as something evil, something that is going to make you be suspended. And there's that kafir.
We just need better people. We just need more and more. We need better people in political offices. That's what we need. And once we have
and
that,
we need some selflessness, because I think what you're saying, knowing, if you know that your job is on the line, if you do this, but you still do it, that is some selflessness. How is that an individual thing, or is that something we can nurture in some people?
maybe I won't call it selflessness per se, because there's a selfishness in it also. There's a selfishness in doing good, because it makes you feel good, doesn't it? So there's a selfishness in it, but maybe it's a higher level of selfishness, like a more ethical level of selfishness. Okay, where your actions are not just selfish; they do you good, but they also do the society good. You see, but we are in the most primitive level of selfishness, where you take actions that only do you good, and beyond that, they do the society harm. I think that's what we need to work on. We need to develop a level of selfishness that is that is more nuanced, that does not cause harm, if I would say that. And
that is a quote of the day: selfishness selfishness that is not selfish.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Dr. Eboso. Wow, that's amazing. Tumekusikia. So is strike twende?
Strike, I think let's participate in the strike. Let's
do you think the union,
I think
the
you pointed
union
out that people will suffer, and that doctors if they care about patients, they shouldn't go on strike. What I know is that doctors
I didn't
take
say
the
that.
Hippocratic
I know
oath.
patients
Okay.
care. I mean, doctors care about patients.
Maybe not you, but I'm sure that's the sentiment that a lot of members in the public have.
The thing is, what they say is it's a calling.
Yeah. But the thing is, a strike is also important, because that's how we make the society better. And because these doctors have actually taken the Hippocratic oath, more and more we are having conversations amongst us doctors on how to have ethical strikes. That is to say, we have a strike where patients don't die.
Yeah.
So we come up with ways in which we can make sure that we reduce as much suffering on the patients as possible. And I'm sure the doctors union is going to actually implement some of those.
Yeah. Do you think the union has, so far, since its formation in 2010, do you think it's living up to standards?
Yes, it is.
So union iendelee?
Yes.
Are you coming to the union soon? Union leadership?
Maybe. I don't
When
know.
is the next election, by the way?
2027.
2027. Sasa hiyo utakuwa unataka kuwa senator ama unataka kuwa
I'm not sure.
Daktari has very big political ambitions, asiwadanganye. Anataka tu kudeclare. But we know that you're going somewhere, because you are in Amson, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was in student leadership in high school,
from high school,
in college, and then maybe even now.
Even now?
Yes.
You're a student leader.
I'm a leader somehow.
Yeah, you are. For me, I know you're an opinion leader, and you are in Vihiga. Vihiga, you've had some battles.
Yes, with the governor, with the county leadership, and they're my employer. So sometimes I make my parents really worry, because I'm fighting my employer every now and then on issues that have nothing to do with employment. But we make a society better
for a common good.
We make a society better when we keep asking questions. Okay. Yeah, we keep asking questions, not so much to paint them in bad light, but to get them also to now think and address some of the issues. Yeah.
All right. Parting shots.
I thought we said it. That maybe we just more and more work on those things that don't harm the society, talk about them, and make our society better. Let's reflect our shortcomings on ourselves. Let's talk about them so that we see them, and so that we can more and more become better.
You had it. And there's no better place to talk it other than right here. Daktari, a quick one. It's been a great one with his zagazaganess. You are student leadership with Kinababu Owino at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah. Those were good times. Yeah. Nowadays students are just there.
No, everyone. We have this tendency to think that
our days were good.
Our days were better. Yeah.
They're called the good old days. Yeah. So even the people who are there now,
they're feeling like
the good old days.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway, I think it's been good. Tumeongea na daktari hapa, we've digested almost everything that pertaining health, and there's still more to say. This is not the last time you're seeing Daktari
Sure,
here.
I'll come again.
He'll come again when we're bigger, when we're better, and we count on your feedback. And we also welcome you. Ukitaka ukiwa na opinion, just holler at me. Number iko hapo kwa description. Yeah, Dr. Nyadimu, it's been real.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Adios.